There we go. Oh, let me move this bed. Get this out of here. There we go. Whew. Sorry about that, chat. I was not prepared, but I think everything's working. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Oh my god. Okay. Hello? There we are. That's it, huh? There we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Phew. Okay, so I actually saw with Acer the what was it called? Summer Games Fest or whatever. I'll say I was very impressed. It was actually good. All these others I've sat with Acer for, I'm reminded why I don't usually watch these. But this one, I was actually very happy with the lineup of games. I didn't really see that many duds. There's maybe one or two which I was thought, that's not gonna, that's gonna lose. Like there's the whole, maybe the Among Us thing is just not for me, but like I don't see who that's supposed to appeal to. The little TV show thing they're doing, like why are you even showing that at the Games Fest? Like I don't know if that's the best way to advertise it. There we go. But other than that, I was very impressed. Super excited for stuff like Alien Isolation 2 got announced. I saw the new Monster Hunter expansion, which, you know, was about that time. It's about time they announced that. I'm still hoping. It looked like they had a lot of nostalgia bait to try to bring fans back for this one, and I'm just like, like you already did that with World, and then you took it out for this one, and now you're trying to put it back in. So I don't know. Hey, I am good to see you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's funny to me how they don't show any of the Deathroot manifest until later, but we of course see the skeletons everywhere else. That is funny to me, you know. It was decent. I owe Jeff an apology. I thought it was great. Like I would give it, like if I had to put a number to it, I would give it at least an 8 out of 10. I do want to play Stellar Blade, especially now that I see that the new one's coming, but I'm like, I really want to get Stellar Blade like on the cheap if I can for a sale. You know? Never noticed the Banished Knight boots as Spurs? Yeah, they have them. They're knights. They got to get on those horses. I do love that though, that it took until Elden Ring for us to finally get like horseback riding knights. And even then, they don't appear that often. Like most knights are still on foot. Miyazaki. Old habits die hard. I love how the altar is literally just like a little ruined platform that this thing is somehow still standing on. My petrified ancient dragon can't be this cute. Yeah, they got the new RE also coming out there, which is good that they're doing spin-offs too. Woo! There we go. I just realized we don't see these guys act. We don't see these guys using a lot of range weaponry besides the throwing dagger stuff. I will say that is kind of a shame that they just reskin. They just reskin a bunch of these. There we go. A bunch of these skeleton enemies as beasts, and like I think only like one of them has a new attack, right? Like they're all the same basic weapons and stuff. Like they couldn't even reskin the weaponry and stuff to make it more Farm Azula-y, you know? Huh? I did it again! Why do I think? There we go. I was so surprised when the Alien Isolation trailer started out in JP. I was like, what? You're giving me like an actual like full like Japanese side for the new Alien game? But then they started speaking. I'm like, ah, okay, it's a gimmick. They're trying to drag us in. That is Freezing Lake, I think, right? Yeah, because Castle Sol is over behind there. Yeah, so we couldn't see Haley Tree from here either if we wanted. Yeah, pretty reserved on those wall torches, all things considered. Ooh. Oh, okay, it's this room. Okay. I'm still shocked they keep making Hot Wheels stuff. I imagine Hot Wheels is popular, right? Because of all the little car toys, right? I have to imagine those sell with boys so much. I mean, I can't remember the last time I played with little car toys. Like, it had to be when I was like really, really young. But I mean, there's a lot of really, really young kids, so I have to imagine it happens fairly decently often. Hot Wheels lore go wild, does it? That I do not know. I mean, for me, I was kind of like wowed by the Guild Wars 2 thing, because I think I remember hearing about the Guild Wars 3 like getting, I don't know if it was leaked or announced or what have you, but I remember seeing something about it, and I was just kind of thinking like, really, like, isn't Guild Wars 2 like still up and running? Like, why are we jumping? But I guess they felt like it's about time they move on from whatever tech they were using. Like, what was it, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago? God, it's been so long. Maybe 25-ish. There we go. Why am I like this? Uh-huh, okay. Go this way. This is the upper zone. Yeah, they don't use those dragon wall torches too much. Only like a handful of places they feel the need to include them. Oh, for a second I thought that was another hole. I was like, oh my god, you got to be kidding me. And this just takes you out here, so this is not helpful to us whatsoever. Yeah, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think any Stormhawks, maybe Dean does as a summon, but I'm pretty sure none of them really do storm power things, right? So... was Transept the area I was at before? Was that a separate thing? Yeah, I was. Okay. This is the dumb. Okay, this is the. Yeah, this is the. Right, this is the dumbest grace point in the entire game. Like, why the hell does this exist? Like, who thought this was a good idea? The only thing I can think of is they wanted to do this in case someone did a jump down, I guess, to get to this area, so you can just kind of jump right into the boss fight from here. But like, who cares? The run back is so short anyway. Just the summon. Okay, so guys, I'm sorry to say, I might have to start using spirit summons. I know, heresy. Do I even have this stupid asshole? I do not. I never picked... Oh, no, wait. No, this is the Warhawk. That's not him. I never picked up Dean! And I don't want to do it on my sorcerer character, because with all the stupid embers everywhere, it's going to be so annoying to get the shots. I can already see it. I have some choice of when they did collabs with McDonald's. Oh my god, yeah, that must be old. Loki started to believe in spirit summons, finally. Whatever you guys say. Oh, I died there. Want to take a quick look here, because I remember it's mostly petrified over here, right? No, there are a few red stuff still. Yeah, not everything's been totally petrified. We got some of that red in there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, everything else is the same basic enemies. None of them like breathe fire or anything, what I remember. It's just the Skelly boys, so. Okay. Okay. Yeah, still normal wall torches and everything. I really don't use those angelic things that often. I guess if you miss this grace point, there's no way to get back to it, right? Because you can't climb back up. So I guess it's a one-time thing. Get it or die. There we go. I also like how the goldening effect is also on the exterior of buildings. It's not just the stones in the earth. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so I thought. All right. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go see Dean. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. No. Honestly, I should honestly not care. There's probably like a million, but like we only need one. Oh, wow. Wow. I guess it wouldn't hurt to get new shots of their attacks and stuff. It's been a while, I think, since I took shots of this guy. Yeah. Say you need one, you realize you need them all. My prejudice has gotten the best of me. Jeez, can you have like normal shadows on that face of yours, pretty boy? My little Bishi. Also, can we stop having your hair clip through? There we are. God, I think Grafted Scion might be my favorite enemy design, now that I think about it. All right. There we go. All right, you know how this is gonna go, chat. God, it's so... Yeah, I get that. There we go. There we go. It's funny seeing the arm kind of move with all this, you know? Damn, if not for that fog wall, this would be a pretty rad shot. No. Of course, there's a rock right in his face if I try to move it up. I think I could do a little bit more to expand on these. I don't think I talk about the grafted scions nearly enough, you know? Boy doesn't even have a belly button. I guess that's supposed to be his ass. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's their butts, actually. No crack. But that is in fact their butt. Good to know. So yeah, I guess that's where their crotch should be. So their belly button should be, maybe that's being covered too. It's hard to tell with the proportions. It's like, that's obviously supposed to be their pec, right? Yeah. That should be the pec under there. Elden Ring does have a lot of animations, that's for sure. For sure. I think the thing is that I don't remember if I talked about like their fence, how, you know, they have the typical noble fencing and stuff like that, or anything about the youth's core body shape. I don't remember if I talked about any of that. So I want to kind of review my Godric stuff and see if I need to expand on that. Also, hey, Flappy, good to see you. Always good to see you. All right. It's a better look at their face, isn't it? Is that like supposed to be blood or... Like, it's so faint, I really can't tell. Yes, I think the big games for me are probably going to be the horror titles and stuff. Yeah. I would like to maybe play a good solid action game sometime. So maybe Stellar Blade will be that, though I do have a little bit of a backlog, especially on the 2D stuff you guys have been recommending. So maybe jump into that instead. They do have a lot of very visible veins. Yeah, at least on the arm, there does seem to be something there, you know? Oh, yeah, I guess it's on here, too. So, yeah, I guess it's just supposed to be showing the blood coursing through from the grafting. Because that seems to be the big deal, right? It's like you connect the body part and the blood starts flowing between the body, and that's what causes the life to be shared, right? It's all the blood. Like this I find interesting. Like, is this the idea that all the body parts, because you have essentially a bunch of different bloods, a lot of different shared wills, let's take the Bloodborne comparison, right? Does that mean that's like kind of like you have a bunch of different, I don't want to say, let's say pseudo consciousnesses that exist assimilating with you, and so that causes like bouts of madness and stuff like this? Is that the idea we have here? That these guys are prone to essentially having like weird psychotic breaks just because they have all these body parts that they're managing at the same time, and they all still have some at least residual wills from their previous owners, possibly resentful. That plant blood from the crucible. Yeah. What are you up to today? Oh, I want to get I want to look at shots of Dean for Stormhawks and stuff, but since we're here, I want to get, you know, shots of the attacks for everybody's favorite Grafted Scion. I don't remember if I got shots of this specific statue. I think it's a good metaphor for America and Godfrey, you know? Yeah, they have it here too. Okay. When your mate tells you something that's stupid. Does Godric feel the same, though? I don't recall, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall Godric ever having episodes. But granted, he's supposed to be the big bad demigod leading everybody else, so I can imagine the idea that he has the strength of will to remain in control. I mean, we see that when he has the dragon head, right? Like it coming to life and he's still able to maintain himself. So I think if he can keep something as big, unwieldy, and foreign to him as a dragon body part, a head no less, effectively as just an extension of his hand, I think he probably can resist any bouts of it. But I think the general idea is that Godric's overall behavior is mad. like his obsession with and everything, like he's kind of already teetering on the edge as is, and the grafting is probably only contributing to his psychosis. So I think it's probably fair to say that, like, yeah, he's probably having something similar, even if it's not like episodes, right? I think the idea would be it's something that he seems to be under more control of, but it really permeates his entire behavior, right? I feel like that's probably what they're going for. Again, 0.35 speed is always nice. God, that's creepy. I love it. There we go. What's the BGM, by the way? Today's BGM is... let me pull it up. It is dark classical music for your cold and ruthless rain by Villain Sympathy. Go give them a like and a sub. Really cool channel found recently. They do a lot of neat classical stuff. 1.0, the Scream did inflict madness, though. That's so funny, but I imagine they didn't want to do that because they wanted to keep madness being specifically a frenzy thing, I imagine. And they probably felt like it kind of muddied the waters if they were mixing it in with stuff that was not related to the frenzied flame. That's cool, though. He kind of laughs like a crazy person, I guess. He does have that, but you know, the maniacal laughter, you can argue, just because like he's arrogant and haughty, right? Like the ha 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 ha, right? So I wouldn't want to go too far with that, but yeah, I think probably the intent is supposed to be that, yeah, he's kind of off-kiltered. Again, the whole point is to showcase that all the demigods have gone quote-unquote mad with their great runes and stuff like that, right? Obviously, it's more obvious with some than for others, right? Like, you see Rykard, you see Radahn, you see Godric, and you can be like, yeah, those guys are a little bit off-kiltered. But then you see someone like Malenia, something not as obvious. I mean, who would ever consider being a brocon as mentally unhealthy? Certainly not I. All right, I think the Icon for Madness was purple too at the point. I bet you at the time they were thinking of making it more general. And then they decided that it was better if they just kept it restricted and focused strictly on the Frenzied Flame stuff. So that way they don't muddy the waters. Probably losing his great rune of grafting power didn't help with overindulging with extra body parts. Yeah, I think, yeah, there's definitely, of course, there's definitely something that I didn't consider when it came to the Godric stuff, which is like, you know, being forsaken by the greater will and having the blessing of the great rune deprived from him. That's probably something that you also have to consider, being like, oh, that adds insult to injury and makes him all the more desperate to gather other powers besides the great rune, right? Like, holy hell, the lungs on this guy. Yeah, I think Godric needs another update that talks more about the effects of grafting and stuff. Still funny that his great rune is only used for lower levels because it's a flat bonus. Well, again, generally it's the idea of a jack of all trades, master of none type of stuff. I feel like just game balance wise, you typically want that stuff to be like a weaker thing as buffs go, and not good for anyone who wants to specialize in anything, just because it becomes this thing where it does too much if it, you know, get what I mean? So I think they want to avoid something like that. But yeah, of course, obviously, again, there's always that funny thing about how thematically they tie together a lot of the stuff. I'm still curious about why they have it where, like, right runes are associated with, like, the Carians, and left runes are associated with the golden lineage. Or, I know, sorry, golden lineage was center. No, left runes was associated with, you know, the Radican, American, like, you know, twins and stuff like that. And I think maybe also, maybe Ronnie? I forget. Oh no, Ronnie I think is like the blank space because we don't know technically which one hers is, but it kind of fills in the missing gap. But yes, you know, that one I found kind of funny. I was like, kind of what's the patterns there, and like why that specifically that? Because I'm sure there's some at least thematic reason why they happen to have runes of that side. There we go. Golden Age is the trunk, Margit and Mohg are the top middle, and Godric is the perfect center circle rune. All right, let's see. I forget what the first attack these guys do look like. There we go. God, Grafted Scion has so much going on. Is that a small snake grafted into it? I don't think there's a snake. There's like, I don't know if these are specifically peacock feather wings or anything, but like definitely trying to go with like the flamboyant bird look to them. They have bird feathers and wings definitely attached. I don't see a snake though. I just realized we don't see Grafted Scions in Night Rain, do we? Do they appear as like a mini boss or something? Because I don't remember now. Maybe they do and they're just so rare you fight them that I just don't recall, but... Body's probably a troll. Let's play with the let's play with the time of day here. No, not really. Kind of. You know, now that I think about it, I wonder if the spider Rodrika is talking about isn't Godric, but the Grafted Scion in the hall with the Godfrey portrait where all her friends are. Wait. We thought that wasn't what she was talking about? Wait, what? We thought him as Godric? Clearly, I was not up to date on everyone's thoughts on this. I thought it was obvious we were talking about the grafted scion there, but okay. Could be referring to both. I don't think she'd be referring to both in this case. At least to me, like when you tell me spider, I see grafted scion for sure. And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that what it's called internally anyway? Isn't it referred to like as like spider or something, or grafted or spider like prince or something? I forget. I might be wrong on that point. I don't know. I just always had in my mind that, oh yeah, it's the thing in the dining hall where we loot the corpse. There are scions in Night Rain, but no scion with the second phase buff, I think. Wait, this second phase buff is when they do the stupid little put their swords together, right? So. Oh wait, what am I doing? This is the speed. We don't care about speed. I just assumed she was talking about the big bad of the area. Yeah, that's fair. It's just I felt like I said, it's just when I think spider, I'm like, oh yeah, grafted scion. That looks like a spider. Godric doesn't look like a spider to me. Right, like I get the chrysalis thing because it's like, oh yeah, you cut off all their limbs and they're just like little pupas in their little like I don't know what you call it, just chrysalis shells, whatever. Right. Point is like I get that idea, right? When you cut everything off and it's just basically just a limbless corpse. I feel like when you go inside the room and you see all the limbs hanging with that grafted scion there. Oh. I guess we'll include that. No, I don't want to start the emulator for Demon Souls. All right, there we go. Hmm. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah. Gonna keep on. Maybe? Let's try this and then I'm done. I still can't believe they actually showed a butt. A male butt at that. I feel like he has enough limbs to be called spider. Like, I think it's just the overall form. Like this thing, it's got like the big center, right? And then the limbs that kind of feels kind of spread out, right? With Godric, like you look at Godric and you still see the man, right? Like he still generally feels like he's more man than he is whatever this thing is, right? That's the difference to my mind. Like you just look at the overall silhouette and you're just like, yeah, spider. With Godric, I don't get that look. I'm like, oh, man with a lot of extra little tiny hairs. There we go. They're wrapped up. No, you mean the body, the chrysalid body stuff? Yeah, I think they use body bag models for that area, right? I'm pretty sure. But the idea generally is, you know, you cut off all the limbs and all that's left is the head, and then, you know, that's Rodrika traumatized, right? And so she's trying to rationalize. She's like, spiders and chrysalids, right? Like, it's all insect language, you know? Something dehumanizing for her to help her cope. Obvious, I don't think I like the... I don't know. I don't know. I'm not impressed. Oh! Chat. Are those Scions Godric's children? Probably not. Maybe they're in his family tree, but I don't think they're his children, no. I think the general idea is that they're just the demigod Scions. And people forget, like, Marika had a lot of kids. She had lots and lots of kids, and lots of descendants of kids, seemingly specifically in the golden lineage. So Godric seems to probably be part of that. Yeah, that's basically it, right? We don't have any idea of any offspring sired by Radahn, or Rykard obviously had Tanith, but they never consummated as far as we're aware. Yeah, Ronnie, obviously no. Mikola, Melania, good luck. Just look at poor Moog, never beating the allegations. There we go. Maybe his faraway cousins. Yeah, something like that. I could believe, sure. I mean, again, they're all part of the golden lineage. That's the point. They're all part of the same clan, quote unquote. I don't like anything about the Scions other than the cool lore. I mean, I think that's fair. Like I said, I think they're my favorite in terms of world design and everything. Like, I just really like them. But, yeah, I don't blame anyone from just being completely creeped out and not, like, being too enthused about the whole idea. Yeah, Miyazaki, getting that foot shot he loves so much. Holy hell, they did, like, a little butt slide? Like, oh, boy. Yeah, I definitely could see myself writing more about grafting, its benefits, and things like that. I guess the question would be, like, would I be talking about grafting only in Godric and Godofah, or would I also be talking about it in the context of because like I can see myself talking about grafting in the context of Newman and stuff if it's true that grafting is something that only Newman or close Newman descendants could theoretically accomplish, right? Again, I have not seen the arguments and talks about this stuff regarding the Newman. Maybe I should do a reaction to some vids on that subject so I can educate myself some more on the subject. Yeah, no. All right, here we go. I thought grafting was considered no-no, so would the Newman do that? In order for something to be a no-no, it has to have first been done. Now, from what I understand, and again, I've only understood this from like completely just inferring from third hand. So again, forgive me for anyone who is involved in this theory, I guess we'll call it. So I may be misrepresenting your positions. But from what I understand, the idea is probably that grafting is a derivative of the process used for the Jar Saints, right? So basically, America betrays her kindred, gets them thrown into the jails to become Jar Saints and stuff. And from that research, they learn how to create the Gate of Divinity and all that jazz, right? Now, America, armed with that knowledge, would later, as I go over in my thesis, apply that that core concept, which would become grafting other people's body parts to Newman blood to Godefroy, right? I've made the argument of Godefroy being one of the early children, possibly even the firstborn, most likely born before the Giant War. And the idea being that Godefroy, because he was born for whatever reason seemingly sickly or something like that, would end up having grafting applied to him to make sure that he becomes a big healthy boy. And again, this makes so much more sense because I was like, I'm doing that, like that's what it looks like to me, but I am kind of curious the exact motive for why America would be so intent on this. But now it makes sense to me once it clicked to me how much, oh no, this is America's entire thing about like her obsession with having children, why she has so many, why she is so lax with them at first, and then later becomes like soccer, tough soccer mom on them, after the whole Melina incident. So like all of it's like, okay, yeah, it's because America is trying to work through her guilt, having literally thrown her entire clan into the meat blender. And so she's like, no, see guys, don't worry, I'm making up for it. I'm gonna like gonna reconstitute our numbers. We're gonna be more numerous and better than ever. Everyone's gonna be wonderful and happy and great. So I can see the idea that, especially if like as soon as like she's starting on this project, like one of her first children, if not her first child, is like born, for lack of a better term, less than ideal, that she becomes obsessed with trying to fix him, and grafting kind of becomes the answer there. Would the no be the pot innards? I mean, the general, again, what is grafting in the end? Grafting is taking other people's flesh and assimilating it with another person. Let's, again, if we're assuming that this is limited to those of Newman bloodline, that Newman have, for whatever reason, some unique constitution that makes the idea of, I mean, people have described them as tree people. Again, I've heard, again, I want to kind of go into this idea of them being like technically a type of tree person or whatever, like, but let's take that for granted. The idea that they are like these tree people, and therefore you are literally grafting on something, but it's become sort of a metaphor where like the grafting is not just with wood and tree parts and stuff that you're putting on. You're not putting another tree on someone. You're putting their limbs, their pieces, you know, cut off pieces of their body. And the idea being that this Newman and other human flesh and blood merges together and forms into essentially one whole. Which can have horrific results, as we see with the jar, which would obviously explain why grafting in general becomes a taboo, especially with we see what happens with Godefroy, which is why when others like Godefroy are doing it during his faction, and then later the same thing is happening with Godric under Godric's reign and stuff like that, when he's when his stuff fails as a regular demigod. Yeah, I can see how, like, it's obvious why Marika's kind of like, I don't want this to be the norm. I'm doing this because of very specific stuff that has to relate to my my psychological hang-up with how I basically threw everyone under the bus so I can get divine power, and now I feel terribly burdened by that fact. All right. I want to get it when he's doing the typical like on guard, you know, with the rapier thing. Yeah, like that. Damn, I was too late. I saw there was a little bit of that. We're gonna try it one more time. Ooh, that was another one I could have done. That's another one. There we go. I get this shock because I might edit 2 of these together. I'm so behind on lore theories. Well, I mean, I can't blame you. Elden Ring's just a big dense game. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to break down and discuss, and there's a lot to kind of parse through to get to the truth of the matter. Like I said, I'm seeking purely third hand on a lot of this stuff, so I can't even say. I don't know if grafting is limited as much, though it would explain why we don't see it more widespread if theoretically anyone could do it. If the idea is that you need to be of a certain bloodline, that does track in my mind. It would make sense if the idea is that Newmen are of such unique constitution as beings from the stars that they that their bloodline, you can't treat them like you would normal people, right? Like that tracks with me. I like that. I want to get that shot too with them, like. Ow. All right, come on. Ow. Ah, damn. Right there. I was too late. We were so close. It was right there. Okay, does the slam. Damn, I did not jump in time. No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, that's not what I wanted. Let's get you back here, my friend. Damn it, and you did. Of course you do it right then. Get over here. Get over here. Oh no, the branches. Wait. Wait. Maybe I've already broke them all, but no, okay, we do have a few. Okay, we have fallen trees, okay. Kinda wanted to confirm. That makes sense, because we have tons of these trees that are being, obviously, pushed by the wind, so the idea that some of them have broken and fallen. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it, asshole. Now he's gonna do the spinny. He's gonna do spin to win again. I don't care for your spin to win. You had the cool jump attack. You have your little rapier on guard attack. Come on. I think we've seen most of your attacks now outside in phase 1-ish, right? There's still a phase 2, right? So there might be some attacks I don't recall for phase 2. Ow! Yeah, it was too early for both. Well, something happened there that caused that attack to cancel. It's all I wanted, you know? Wasn't anything complicated now. Sir, your body's clipping through. All right. No, actually, let's wait. Let's see if we can get the jump attack. Come on, look at me. I'm so far away. If only someone would do a giant jump attack right in my face. Nope. Whatever you get from this guy is really fun. Recommend playing with it sometime. Yeah, sure, maybe. Maybe we'll make that for the Elden Ring lore play. I will do a playthrough with this weapon. Though, God, it's going to be so annoying doing final bosses with it because it's holy, right? So I'm pretty screwed. Interesting. Didn't do the roll that time. All right, jump attack. God, he just won't do it. Only the buff is holy. Oh, so the rest of the... Okay, good. So I'm not going to get screwed fighting Red again. Good to know. The buff changes your heavy attack. Doesn't even have faith scaling. Oh, thank goodness. Come on, do it. Ah, damn, I thought I was gonna do it, actually. Come on. Man, we saw that attack happen once and never again. Oh, he's doing something close to it. I guess. Oh. I actually like that. That's a cool variation. Oh my god, really? Stupid Elden Ring showing up right then. There we go. Come on. The game knows you want it. That desire sensor, man. Most OP mechanic in every video game. Weapons even better in Night Rain, basically. Oh, that's cool. Imagine because of Night Rain's faster pace makes it even more useful. Because I recall it being a generally decently fast weapon, right? Just not the craziest in range. Come on. Come on, just do it. Do the jump. Do the jump. Dean stream, by the way. Wrong one! Asshole. It's supposed to be the far away one you would do. Come on. Come on, do it. Showcase how awesome you are with how you can jump at me. The new I have no mouth, but I must scream. Well, this Crafted Scion is definitely screaming a whole lot for me, so. Come on. Come on. Just do it. Wait. No. No. This is what happens when you rely on Bishi's chat. They turn into horrific K-pop abominations. That's a lot of weight for that. Yeah, like you see this, I'm like, spider. Someone's not invited to the Christmas party. Damn. I just can't get him to do it. Just, oh! I spoke too soon. All right. Don't screw this up. Okay. Make sure it's the 2 button. Do not press the 0. You do not want to unpause, you dumbass. I guess every game needs a spider. Miyazaki being like, I'll show you spiders. I'll show you the potential of spiders. Said using spider was too cheap, by the way. He never said it was too cheap to do something spider-like, though. No. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, spider scorpions, arachnid too. Arachnid to the second power. Exactly. That looks like something else, by the way. I believe I can fly. Oh, whoops. Tabbed myself out somehow. There we go. I like spiders. They live in their best lives, hanging, killing things. What do you mean it's called arachnophobia? Miyazaki just needs to add clowns in his game. Bring back, what was his name? what was his name? Thomas the Jester, or Jester Thomas, or whatever. We need to have all the most popular fears in From Software titles. Keep all the normies out. Only true get good players. Get out there, Elden Ring. No one likes you. No one plays Elden Ring for the Elden Ring. Look, guys, King Arthur. All right, it's time. I don't want to believe I can one-shot this guy, but just to be safe. Oh! He was doing the stance thing. Okay. Of course you do that shit. Of course you do that shit right when I'm about to get you. You were being basic bitch this whole time, and now you decide you're gonna be cool? All right, let's see. Bet you're having the time of your life, kid. They're like, I'm super serial. Loser. He does spin or a bunch of stabs. You mean after the jump attack or just in general? God, I want to kind of do that again now. I guess he'll do it in phase 2. Oh, you know, I think what happened? I think it's because I hit him with my fist earlier. I think it's because I did a little bit of damage. I forget, some of these bosses have things where they don't do any attacks until you've hit them at least once. It's like half of their moveset is locked. So I think that's what happened. He was just being stuck on basic bitch moveset. Until I did like the slightest bit of damage to him. And now I have. After the stance, gotcha. All right. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, I really like that. That looks cool. He's just showing off his butt again. Sorry, Grafted Scion, I've been reliably informed that all the porn gets made of Marika and Radigan. Maybe a little bit of Godfrey. And definitely lots of Marika and Renala. That's like a given. I'm sorry, there's just no room in the fandom for you. There he goes. All right. Ooh. Let's see if we can get the stabs. God, that looks terrifying. It's one of those things where you're like, what the frick am I even looking at? This angle, you're like, okay, I can kind of make it out more. But the other one's just, holy hell. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. I think I already have shots of this, but just in case, you know? Don't want it to be too much. Oh, you know what? I think what I had was the player version, not Not this. Now we don't want it too overexposed here. Let's keep it at nighttime. Oh, they have pictures comparing the buffs. I don't think I do. I don't do it for the Grafted Scion, no, but I've definitely done shots. I've definitely done shots featuring the normal version, and I mentioned, I think it's an Age of Plenty, if I recall correctly. So it's when I talk about the swords on their own, you know. This doesn't really unlock any new attacks, though, right? He just starts slashing around. I don't even know if this does magic or holy damage or something. He's like Lothric buffing Lorien's weapon, but it's just himself, yeah. I have to be careful because I get too far. There's like a fog effect I think I go through, so I kind of can ruin some of the shots, or at least make them less colorful than they need to be. There we go. All right. There we go. There we are. Now it's definitely King Arthur. Excalibur! Come on, do it. Unleash your Excalibur. There you go. All right, I think that's enough, chat. I think we've seen all the stuff that this guy can really offer. Got lots of good shots, good reference stuff. Confirmed a few things, reaffirmed. Yeah, he kind of definitely has a very noble like fighting style. There's definitely like the madness element stuff that I should be looking at and focusing on for the crafting thing. There's definitely utility, of course, to the grafting. I should be highlighting about how multiple arms and things can, of course, be used. Ah. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're out of weapons. Okay. Sorry, out of healing. All right. All right. Let's go grab Dean. Let's go grab Dean and like finish up what I was like doing this stream for. This stream has gone on so much longer than I expected. There's Stormhawk King. I feel like I already have these shots, but let me just double check. Sorry, chat, I minimized this wrong thing. I do not actually have. I'm surprised to say, but I don't actually have a screenshot of this. Like, I have a lot here, but not of the chest. That's so shocking to me. I guess I really didn't want to waste my grafted scion chances to get a shot of it with the chest closed and all that. Well, we can now fix that. Come on. There we go. Stormwinds had to stop eventually, you know? Yeah, I like America being silhouetted here. There we go. Mm-hmm. I like how they make sure you can see the similar banners over there. That's kind of neat. Oh, and they even let you have the see the Stormhawks and stuff. That's cool. That's neat. All right. And I initially thought the idea would be like we're supposed to be like shown like, oh, we just got attacked and like Godric's forces were like rampaging and destroying stuff when we were arriving or came to here or whatever. Now I'm not so sure. Now it's looking more and more like this happened a little while back, which I might need to mention then in Godric's thesis for the Tarnish stuff and everything. All right, I think I've done everything I can with this here, right? There's just so much overgrowth and stuff, and then of course you have the Godwyn thorns growing. There we go. Oh, I think our BGM's done too, chat. Let me reset that real quick, and then we're gonna wrap things up. Cause yeah, it's been over 2 hours officially. Then yeah, so let's wrap this up because it's past midnight for me. I'm tired, chat. I'm tired. I need to go check on the doggo, make sure she's okay. My mischievous little baby. All right, let's do it and then we're done. Do you have a character who could check Market's cutscene while you're in the Stormvale neighborhood? I don't think so, Night Scout, but I already posted about Market's cutscene in the Discord. I would check the Elden Ring chat. I had mentioned it. I showed the exact pictures too, where you can clearly see the change. It's very funny. It's very funny. It's like some of the stuff in the Malekith cutscene where you're like, ah, okay. Sikyub, let me just double check something real quick before we do this, because I didn't want to check this thing for Malekith. It came to mind when I was looking at the screenshots. Do you think the Tarnish pack stuff will hold any significance? It might have the new classes might give us some minor additions to the lore of the world. Fuck you. I forgot to turn stealth on. Now his is just covered. You can see a little bit of markings and stuff though. Just a little bit, just a itty little bit. Okay. Maybe a horse. I guess the Tarn, because they're giving you like horse armor for like Torrent or something. There might be something on Torrent lore we could get. But I'm not expecting much of anything if I'm being quite real. There we go. Oh, box tailoring gets expanded? I'll be honest, I don't think so, because I don't think their alternate armor stuff is going to have much to it. I don't think it's ever going to have much to it. Bach feels like such a weirdly wasted character. Like, I'd replace Bach with just about anyone, and I feel like I'd feel a lot better about it. Yep. Oh, right. Wait. I think I left it in my chest. I think I put away the spirit thing because I was like, I'm never going to summon. I forget if it's in consumables. That's where the Wraith Bell is. Is it in key items? Have I just not met Ronnie for this? Oh god. Ow. Oh god, because if I never picked it up, I don't know if I can get. I don't think I can get the bell now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't get it now. Oh, you can buy it in Round Table? Okay. There we go. All right, now we can do this. Oh, the shit I do. Okay, first off, we're gonna put myself though on stealth because I don't want to deal with these guys. Let's just focus on getting to a good spot. I'm thinking there where there's the Banished Knight and Exile Soldier. Maybe we kill the knight or kill the soldier. I feel like those two. Like that's a decently open area with some good lighting. There you can get shots of the spirit boy doing his shit. Oh. Okay. There we go. Wait, huh? Yeah, I have enough FP. I'm kerfuzzled. Do I have to do something with the Stormhawk King before I can use him? I don't remember. Oh, you can't summon everywhere. Okay, so they won't let me summon here. Okay. I was hoping I could get it done inside a Stormveil. Then I guess we're gonna have to do it outside. Okay. Oh, but here I can though. Okay, sure. Okay. Okay, sure, whatever. Gotta find a good spot we can do it then. Now, the bird thing is gonna make it awkward. But here's fine. You disappear. Okay. There we go. Oh, you do a little roar and everything. Ain't that cute? All right, let's see. Let's see what my man can do. Oh, right, the monuments. I forgot that was a limiting factor. I forgot. All right, buddy. Oh, wow, your roar buffs you too. Ain't that cute? Buffs me too. Oh no, whatever will I do? My dear Undine, my Undine. You better show off those. There you go. Come on, do storm shit. There we go. Old enough to remember the storm, I guess. I suppose so. I mean, they still have the feathers that swirl and stuff with it. But I guess the idea is that maybe Dean's the only one that knows how to really use it. All right, what else do you got? Is that it? It just the swoop to whoop? Unupgraded, by the way. Ah, that's so dumb. Lame. That's what I thought. Okay. We're doing you again. Just the dash? Okay. Let's get one more shot of him when he's like first doing the spin up part. And the part where he does the roar. That's not what I wanted. I forget, Chad. Is this like barbaric roar or beast's roar that Dean does? Beast roar is a projectile. Okay, so has to be barbaric roar, I guess, then. I did not mean to do that. Ow. Disappear. Disappear into the sea of butterflies, my friend. All right. All right. I think that covers what we want. And with that, we're done. Dean's is unique. Oh, good to know. Then visually, which one does it resemble more? Braggarts or barbaric? Coolio. All right. Thank you, my useless ass summon. Now, do me a favor and never tell anybody that I ever used you. I got a reputation to keep after all. There we go. Yeah, okay. All right, and with that, we are wrapped up. Okay. No answer on the roar thing. Okay, then I'll have to check it out on my own time. Until then, everybody, have a good one. Bye bye.